Warming up for your deadlift is very important, mainly because most people are just awful at deadlifting, myself included sometimes. And since we're all so awful at deadlifting, it's probably a good idea to like maybe prepare your body a little bit, warm it up just a bit before you try and pull 3 plates when you can't even do 1 properly. You know what I'm saying? So what we're gonna go over here are just 3 movements, 1 for your back, 1 for your hamstrings, and I can't remember the third one. And 1 for your core stability that you can do before you deadlift. So the first one is a really cool one that I got from Dr. Kelly Starrett of Mobility WOD fame. And this is a good stretch that's more dynamic in nature. So when you're doing it before you train, it is a good tool to warm up, and it's not really gonna cool you down too much. And it's also great because it's going to be using the activation of your quads to loosen up your hamstrings, which is a cool process that seems to work quite well. So all I'm gonna do is attach a band to a dumbbell rack, a squat rack, something solid in nature so you're not gonna pull it over. And what I'm gonna do is take a big step forward, okay? So I have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. From here, I'm gonna tilt forward at my hip. I'm gonna hinge at my hip. And then from here, I'm straightening my leg and coming back forward. So if you watch from the side, I'm straightening my leg, flexing my quad, coming forward, all right? I'm gonna do that around 15 to 20 times, nice and quick. What I like to do is move to one side and do that as well. And you'll feel that a little bit more into your ass there. And I'm gonna do a total of, like I said, 15 to 20 reps, making sure to flex my quad with each rep. Okay, really simple, really effective. As soon as I'm done that, and I go to touch my toes, this side feels 100 times better. And warming your hamstrings up or stretching your hamstrings before you do deadlifts for most people is really important. Like I mentioned in previous videos, we're sitting a lot, our hamstrings get really tight, and then when we go to deadlift, they just won't allow us to get into good positions. So the next one I'm gonna move on to is really, really simple, but it's very effective. It's the cat-cow or cat-camel. I can't really remember, there's too many yoga words. And all I'm doing is on all fours. I have my hands under my shoulders. My knees are right under my hips, so I'm not sitting back like this, and I'm not putting excessive force into my hands. I'm just balanced between my hands and my knees. From here, I'm gonna look down at my belly button and push my back up towards the ceiling, and then I'm gonna look up and drop my belly button down towards the floor. So I'm looking down and looking up, like so, and I'm gonna do this about 20 times. All right, so when I'm doing this, guys, I'm not trying to force it, so I'm not like wrenching my back and then pushing as hard as I can. I'm not working to my end range of motion. I'm just trying to get a little movement in my spine and warm it up before I train. So, or I'd say at least 20 reps of that. So 1 rep would be there, that's 1, 2, 3. You guys get the point or the gist of that. So that's the second thing I'm gonna do before I deadlift. The third thing I really like to do is some type of core activation. A lot of people have trouble with the deadlift because their back takes on all the load, when really your core and your trunk should be helping you stabilize through that full movement. And it's really, really important because of that to activate it a little bit before you train. So one I like to do is really simple. It's a side plank to a plank to the opposite side plank. So with my side plank, you can either stack your feet like so, or you can have your top foot in front of the bottom foot. All right, either one works. I like to go top foot in front of the bottom foot, my elbows under my shoulder. From there, I'm lifting my hips up, keeping my top shoulder back, and I'm gonna hold right here for 20 seconds. That was 20 seconds. I'm gonna rotate into the middle and hold that for 20 seconds. And then I'm coming over to the side and I'm gonna do the same thing on this side for 20 seconds. Once I'm done that, I'm coming back down, then back to the other side, whoa, and then back down, and back to the other side. Okay, very simple, but very effective. So, those 3 movements, the hamstring stretch, the cat-cow, and a side plank, plank, side plank, are 3 movements you should incorporate into your warm-up. And like I said, remember, don't stretch too much before, like right before you train. Do some things that are gonna get you moving, get your blood flowing, and allow your muscles to be a little bit more pliable, your core to be a little bit more activated before you go into heavier movements. I hope that it got, I can't speak, so I'll see you guys later.